Is it just my imagination, or is it just insanity for me to constantly yearn for that deep soul feel love, that protective, connective kind of love?
Greetings, beautiful ones. I am Ms. BJ Martin, and this is Snails with No Shells. Leave that shell at the door. Okay, it's okay to be a slug for a little while. All right. Without further ado, I'd like to bring in my special guest of the day, Pastor Paulette Harper.
Hello, BJ. Thank you so much for having me on.
Greetings. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Awesome. And yourself?
I am amazing. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. All right, so let's get into it. Paulette, where are you from?
I am from Northern California by way of the San Francisco Bay Area. So I live close to the city, about 40 minutes from San Francisco.
Oh, so were you born and raised in that area?
Yeah, I was born and raised in, it's called the Pittsburgh Antioch area, which is East County. And so, yeah, I was born and raised here. I am the youngest of 8. And so all my family still live here in, in Northern California.
Oh, okay. And so what was it like growing up in Northern California?
What was it like growing up? Well, I was a baby. And so, it was really growing up with, of course, a loving family of, my mom was single, and there was 8 of us. And so just really having that knit family unit where, family bonding and dinners with the family, which a lot of people don't do anymore, but just really having that knit unit together.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I have a good friend that stays in Marina Del Rey. Is that Northern California or what part?
I've heard of it, but I'm not really sure if that's Southern California or not.
Oh, okay. All right. So what did you want to be when you grow up?
Well, to be honest with you, I wanted to be a teacher, because that's really all I saw growing up, teaching or being, a nurse or something like that. And so it wasn't until I was probably in my, 18 where I really had to think about the kind of career I wanted, and so I actually went into accounting. So my background is in payables and receivables. And so I have done that particular field for over 20 something years. In fact, I retired in that field when I worked for 23 years. So that's my background in finance.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it says that you are a 12. Everybody listen to this. I need y'all to be quiet. Wait a minute. It says that you are a 12-time best-selling, 2-time award-winning author, certified creative story coach and business coach. And she has been featured in CBS, ABC, the Sacramento Observer, CBN, and NBC. She has been on every television network. Wow, that is amazing. So you went from accounting to authoring, being an author.
Yeah, when I started writing in 2008, and so just really started to take a shift in my life because I had went through a divorce, and that really changed the trajectory of my life to really start writing about my journey going through the divorce and pinning what that looked like. And so it was really a move of God on my life because. It was a direction that I didn't plan for myself. It was a direction that God had, ordained for me to go through. And so that really set me off to be an author. Not something that I had even thought about doing. None of my family members are authors. I have my close family members, my siblings are not authors, but I have cousins, that have written poetry and whatnot. But just really didn't have a motto in that area, and just really went on the unction from the Lord to just really begin to write my story about going through divorce. And that just really thrust me in this area of being an author.
Okay. And that's interesting because most people that I talk to, and even through my experiences, it's always something kind of traumatic or devastating, or something that is the catalyst to your either your spiritual journey or your success, or just or the catalyst to a whole new direction that your life goes into.
Oh my God. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And a lot of times, our purpose is pushed through the pain that we go through, and, if you go through something that's very devastating, such as I did with my divorce, or anything that you face in life that just really set you on a different tailspin in life, it's really about us learning the lessons and really trying to ask God, okay, how can I build from this? Because I'm not going to let this kill me. I'm not just going to let my experiences go to naught, go to waste. And how can I begin to just really package my pain so that I can begin to monetize it? And that's really what I started doing, not even realizing that was the direction God was taking me.
Right.
I just, for some of us, for me, I'll just say this, for me, I just happened to fall into a place and when I surrendered to the Lord, saying, I'll write my story, and just really saying yes to whatever that looked like, and then just allowing Him to just orchestrate my life and just really rebuild it. And He rebuilt it by me being able to share my story, just, being real with who I was, being real with my readers, telling them, hey, I was married to a pastor and this is what happened to me, and just owning my own truth and walking in that. And I was just seeing God do some amazing things with that.
Yes. And I truly believe too that God, universe, whatever your spiritual belief is, I believe He kind of corners you and they put you in a position to where you can't go anywhere else but to them and go within, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you have nowhere else to go. You're going in and you're going to come up to us. And we're going to work this thing out. And I do believe that we all have different experiences that we must go through so that we can be relatable, right, to other people around us. Because people, they're not going to listen to you really if you haven't been through it. They're
my
God.
God.
I don't know, because she hasn't been through it. But yes, I truly believe that each of us has a lesson and an assignment assigned to our lives. We have no idea, because you got married. You didn't think you were going to be going through a divorce. No, you don't go in it thinking that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have been a blessing to many. Wow.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I say this a lot. I went in, into my marriage. I didn't have a plan B, and you fall back. You have the Lord, of course. For me, I have the Lord, and so it was really about me allowing Him to just really reconstruct my life, in a way, in a fashion that I could have never ever did it on my own, and so it is really about being relatable, as you mentioned, and that's the thing about storytelling. People want to know that you've experienced something. People want to be able to identify you, because apart from that, we're not going to be the impact that we need to be in with a world that really, really does need to be impactful for, either with the gospel, with our messages, with our lessons, our experiences in life. That's the connection between us and readers, and with us and people that listen to us. That's the connection. That's what bonds us together. Is we've been relatable to them.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get it. I see a couple of titles. I want to read this, you guys. You listen. Okay. She is the Pastor Paulette Harper. That's she. She is the author of 4 #1 best-selling book collaborations. Okay, so before I go into this, have you written your own individual book, or have you just been doing collaborations?
No, I have I have about 8 of my own solo work.
Oh, excuse me. How dare me, actually.
And then the 4 collaborations,
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. So let's talk about the ones that you wrote first,
Okay.
and then we'll go into your collaborations. Is that
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So when I started writing my story about going through my divorce, that book was done in 2008, which is called That Was Then, This Is Now, This Broken Vessel Restored. And so that really launched me into this entrepreneur space, authorship space. And so from there, I wrote my second nonfiction book, which is called Completely Whole. And then I had the nudge, the itch to write fiction.
Wow.
I wanted to write a fiction, a romance story, and God gave me the storyline. So that's my award-winning novel, which is called Secret Places Revealed. It is an inspiration fiction novel. And then I wrote another, novella, which is called Living Separate Lives. So a lot of my books are, I started out writing nonfiction, and most of my books are nonfiction except for my novel and then my novella that I've written. I have a children's book too. Let me give a shout out to my children's book.
Please shout out the children's book. What's the name of that book?
Yeah, my children's book is called Princess Nevaeh's Lessons on Self-Discovery. It's about me and she was 6. Yeah, she was my 6-year-old granddaughter, and now she's a teenager now. But we were having this dialogue. One day she said to me, Mimi, she knew I was a writer. And she said, Mimi, can you put my name in a book? And I said, okay, I'm gonna write a book about you, And so she gave me 2 weeks to get this book done. She came back a couple weeks later. She said, Mimi, where's my book at? I said, you know what? Give Mimi a little bit of time. She gonna get it done. So I wrote that book. And it's about having dialogue it's me and her having this dialogue about being a princess, and really giving her affirmations and letting her know that she was already a princess. It wasn't something that, she'll get when she's older. No, you already a princess, and just really building affirmation in her at that age.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Do you have any of the books near you? Do you have anything near you right now?
I would have to leave from where I'm sitting.
That's okay.
I have them too.
Yeah, I know. Look, that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna have all your information where we can get all your books and all that available. Okay. Okay. So now it says, let's talk about your collaborations.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So probably about maybe 4 years ago, I started to do book collaborations. And so I wanted to offer my platform to those who had stories. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my authors that I've helped, they're first-time authors, which is amazing, amazing. And so I have done 4 anthologies and have worked with over 80 authors. Making them best-selling authors. And so absolutely love to be able to share their stories with the world. And so just really having an opportunity to present to readers, these authors who have written amazing, amazing stories. I love doing book collaborations. I have one coming out actually in April called The Breaking Point.
Yes.
And so there's about 19 authors in that book, and as well, and it's both men and women that are in these stories, and giving them the opportunity to just write one chapter, and not have to just really be focused on writing an entire book. It gives them the opportunity to just be focused on one story, but having the power to become an author and then also become a possible bestseller as well.
That's awesome. So it says, the name of those books are Arise from the Ashes, Women Who Soar, Resilience in Hard Times, For Such a Time as This, and soon to be released, The Breaking Point.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I was a part, actually, I'm a first time author as well. I did a collaboration with, with Vanessa Blackwell on Finding Joy in the Journey.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Part of the contributing writers group as well for Own It Magazine.
Yes.
Own It Magazine.
Yes.
And I found that experience to be very rewarding. And I love the camaraderie of being a part of that. I was, being a part of the anthology allowed me to meet a lot of other women, who are doing so many amazing things, and that's how I, then I got introduced to Marisa.
Okay.
Through the anthology from from Finding Joy in the Journey. So you just never know who you're going to meet and who's doing what.
Yeah.
Even before that, Tina D. Lewis, my friend and coach, she brought me on to the anthology project. So it's like, it's like building blocks. You hear, then you go here, then you go here. So I would tell anyone if they, got invited to be a part of an anthology, or want to participate in one or start one or whatever, I say go for it, because there's so many there's so many connections when it comes to those type of books. I really enjoy that. And I've only done one, and you've done about 1,000, so I know millions of people.
Well, I invite you to join me on my next anthology project.
Yes, please do. Let me know, because I think it's amazing, and you can, like I said, reach more people too.
Yeah,
people that I don't know. Maybe if you don't know, we everybody's kind of hand over hand. Everybody's friends and connect. So I think it's a beautiful experience.
Yeah, there are so many benefits to being part of an anthology. You don't have to think about, promoting your book on your own. You have the other authors where they take their books, you go right along with them, know, and that's a great thing. And you talk about building relationships, and that's a great opportunity to do that as well, because you don't really know what relationship can lead you to, what other opportunities they may come through people. I mean, such as this one right here, with Marisa, Yes. So it's a great thing to be able to be part of an anthology and to share your message. And then you're on the same journey with everyone else, experiencing the same impact about becoming an author and the excitement that comes along with it. So I definitely encourage anybody, if you are afraid to, write your own solo book, because it can be a very daunting experience just thinking about it. Do a book collaboration with, a group of other, men and women who want to, become best-selling authors as well.
Yes, that is the goal. Best-selling. Because we were best-selling authors too. So it's like, you're a best-selling author, and I'll be forgetting, because I'm always in a state of humility, and I'm always and full of gratitude, every day. So I stay in this place where I'm like, okay, I am that, oh wow, I'm trying to get too big-headed, No,
you know what? You're not, because it takes a lot of work to get there. It's just not something that just is handed to you. You had to write a story to get there. You had to write a story, you had to promote it, you had to get readers to buy into it. And so it is something that you've earned. and I think that you boldly accept what God has given you and allowed you to experience, I mean, my goodness, he knows you're humble. He knows that you couldn't do it without him.
Yes.
He knows all of that, but it's work, and just like, with my fiction novel, it's an award-winning novel. I'm grateful for that, but that took a lot of work for me. I mean, editing and proofreading and storyline and dialogue and characters. It takes a lot of work to get, to the
editing.
Place. Yeah,
I'm working on a poetry book now.
Okay,
and I have all the poems in there. It's the editing part. It's driving me crazy. I'm like,
that's why you hire somebody to edit for you.
I know it, but I'm doing a lot of learning,
Okay.
I'm self-taught with a lot of things. So that the next go round, I will know to hire someone. At least I'll know, what they're doing and how much time it takes. And I'll know if they're messing around or not.
Yeah.
Yes. And like you said, it's not about being big head or anything too. This is also too showing other people that I did it, you can do it too.
Yes, exactly.
So that's how I see it too, maybe as an inspiration.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, now let's get into your business coaching.
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
So I actually just got certified, oh my God, within the last month. And I've always wanted to, to help entrepreneurs create their businesses, and just really be a conduit of supply for them. And so my business coaching really does help the entrepreneur establish themselves as a business legally. And then me showing them, the different options that they can, use and what they need to do to put in, the things that they need to be in place, as a business. And so, mine is entrepreneurs. That's my focus, entrepreneurs. Okay. And so what I want to do is once someone is, go through, any one of my programs, be an author in any of my books, I want them to not just think about the book and that's it, because the money is really in the services. And I want them to have a mindset of being an entrepreneur and that there are other streams of income that can come from this just one book, and so they can, be coaches and speakers and just really establish themselves in this industry, but also being a business. And so, my business coaching really does help them establish that. And then knowing that, they can have a great business, they can learn the ropes, they can learn the tools and have the strategies on becoming the business that, they can really strive with.
Okay. And so is that the creative story coach part? Is that a combination or is that something separate?
Well, it's my Elevate Her Story University and Coaching Program, Coaching Academy. It is one of the same, so it's, my coaching academy really is me coaching my authors and coaching coaches and whatnot. And what streams from that is the business coaching to really give them and show them that they have options, going through one of my coaching programs. It is, based on, becoming an author. And then from there, it is about establishing themselves as if the author wants to, create a business, then they have the opportunity to do that as well.
Okay. Wow. So that's like a 2-in-1 kind of service you have going on. It's like you covered it. No, you don't have to go here. So I got you on that end too.
Okay. Okay. Just stay right here. I got you.
I love it. I love it. Wow. Oh, this has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for joining me on my show. I've loved it.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So before we go, what is one piece of advice or an encouraging word or whatever you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah. One of the things that I would just say is,
you know what? Wait a minute. Hold that thought. Let's go back real quick. Even though it's on the screen, just give us, because I might have left something off or in case I didn't cover everything, where you can be reached. And then we'll go into your thought.
Okay. Yeah. So you can reach me on my website, which is pauletteharper.com. And those authors who have a book that they need to promote, you can go to my website, which is WNL Book Tours. I organize virtual book tours to help promote authors virtually. And I'm on Facebook as Pastor Paulette Harper, also Pastor P. I'm on Clubhouse, Paulette Harper, Twitter, IG, as Paulette Harper as well. And my books, you can check out my books on Amazon under my profile, Paulette Harper.
Awesome. Well, she across the board, she got you covered. She like, you ain't got to go nowhere. There's no excuse why you can't find her. Okay, you're not saying no.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. All right.
And so I would just say for those who, my last words would just really be, you have the ability to do anything that you want to do. And if you know that, then just really walk in that and do it, and God gives us the desires of our hearts, and don't let, fear or, money or lack of resources, those external and internal objections stop you from fulfilling your God-given purpose, because people do need you.
Awesome. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Pastor Paulette Harper, for joining me on my show. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and I want to say thank you to the Own It magazine platform. We appreciate you as well. And before I go, the last word I would like to say would be, remember, just like the sun, you are necessary. I love y'all. Peace.